Actually, I was considering fixing my mouth for several years. I suffered from a lot of problems with my teeth and it started with gum disease as a child due to rheumatic fever. I lost teeth over the years and never replaced them. At the end, it was clear that I need to do something about my mouth, and that's when I saw Dr. Receiver's ad in the paper. And I went and actually went on the online website of Dr. Receiver's and learned and read about the implants and decided to give you a test. And I came here and you were very nice to me. You actually test me, show me the situation in my mouth, told me about the different opportunities and the different treatments that you can provide. You never pressed me or pressure me on any of those. It was clear to me that I need to do something, and the more I learned from you, the more I became trusting of your ability to do what is necessary to at last give me a mouth full of teeth in which I can eat and cut and chew as I used to do when I was a child. That's how many years I was actually waiting for this opportunity. Well, I was not surprised that when I was told by Dr. Receiver that pain level would be very low or none. I understand based on my experience with dentists and of course my own profession working in a medical school that pain killing is something that can be done pretty easily and so pain was never a concern on my part. And as predicted throughout the procedure and that took several hours, I didn't suffer any pain, and the amount of pain post-procedure was actually very low, and I never really used any of the narcotic painkillers prescribed by Dr. Receiver to me. I simply used a little bit of Advil and to kill whatever pain I used to have after the procedure, and even that was not beyond the regular amount of pain that I used to have after exercise. So pain was never a concern. When I first came to Dr. Receiver's office, and after I was told about the different options available to me, immediately then I was told what are also the price ranges for each of those options. And I knew coming in that it will not be a cheap job. This is a reconstruction of my mouth, but it's an investment that I was willing to make. Whether it will be involved in making regular payments or whether it will be involved in paying one lump sum with a certain discount that Dr. Receiver offered. I was not surprised by the amount. I was simply knew probably in advance that it will not be some one tooth or two teeth replacement. It will be a much bigger job, but the price for me was worth every penny. My main concern when I made a choice that I made, which is the detachable teeth, is my history with gum disease and repeating infections. I was not sure how my body and my mouth will react to the implants. And I was afraid that even with the implants, I may have repeating infections that usually will involve in swelling and bleeding. And I was afraid that if I will, every time I have an infection, I have to come to the dentist office to remove the fixed implants, the fixed teeth in order to take care of the infection, it will be a more complicated situation. Dr. Receiver, by the way, assured me that those infections probably will never come back And I have to admit that a year later, he was absolutely right. And I never had any infection after I put the new partial in my mouth. Actually, they're not partial. What they are? What do you call those? Detachable teeth. Never had an infection since the procedure, but I'm still feel pretty comfortable with taking them once or twice a day out, clean them, brush my implants, and put them back. And they're so easy to take them out and put them back in, and they're very stable, they're very strong. I speak like I used to speak with no inflections in my speech that somehow show that I have something foreign in my mouth, and I can eat like I never ate before, chewing and cutting and tearing whatever is necessary, good steak or good bread or nuts, which I didn't eat for a long time because of my possible problems I had. Before the procedure, I had difficulties, of course, cutting food with my teeth. I used to have a partial on my front upper teeth, and it was not strong enough to be able to allow me to cut food with my teeth. So I had to cut my food on the plate to small pieces in order to be able to eat it. I did have problems chewing, especially on one side of my mouth because I had no teeth there. I don't have any of these problems today, as I said before. I can chew and cut and tear any type of food, soft or strong, hard or elastic or plastic, whichever it is, just like my puppies. Well, I think that's the one thing that I discovered the very first visit here. And that's what I was told by Dr. Receiver and by Denise, that everything will be done in one place, which absolutely is an advantage. I understand that in some situations a patient has to go from the dentist office or clinic where one procedure has been done to the technician place where the measurements of the prosthesis are being done as it's prepared and so forth. It was really in many ways very, very convenient that all the procedures from A to Z were done in one place by the very same people that started with me and finished with me. If I could in any way measure the type of life I have now a year after I did the procedure, and put a monetary value to it, I would say that every dollar that I invested in my new mouth has been returned fully, maybe with some interest. If I would have to do it all over again, I absolutely will do it. But I also feel that I am now, a year after I did the procedure, I am qualified to recommend not just the procedure itself, but this particular clinic, the dental clinic of Dr. Receiver, for anybody who is seriously considering reconstructing their mouth so they can speak, smile, and eat like they used to as a younger person. Good luck.